I want to do the braps, but I'll be fully honest. I'm emotional right now, guys. I've got heartache. The World Cup is continuing without England. It's not coming home. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Top 4 podcast. I'm here despite the heartache. We're still going to wrap up this stuff, and we've got a few more people along the way. Big up. I was going to say Liverpool fan, Arsenal fan, and England fan. Generous Dave, what are you telling me?
Listen, I know up and down the country, in London, the South Coast, Brighton, in the Shires.
Yeah.
Maybe not in Scotland and Wales, bruv.
Yeah.
But we all just got one question, yeah? Is
I said, why you do power?
Why?
That's a great question. Why power? Why? Why?
Bro, you know what? Yeah, I will get into it. Go.
I'm also joined by a Manchester United fan and a Brazil fan. Robinho, what are you telling me?
Stinker. Hey, it's home time. I put myself, it's home time. It is home time for everyone. Do you know what, though? Out of everything that I saw throughout the whole week, I just said, you know what? I think the prophecy is coming true, boys. I think Messi's prophecy is coming true. Everything that I saw this week, I said, oh, I think it's happening. We will get into it.
We are also joined by a Liverpool fan at.
What's happening?
It's clear.
Did you guys hear? Adrian, did you guys hear?
Oh, swear.
No. Having a howler today, man.
What happened?
Hey?
What the heck? Bro,
that's the angle.
It's the angle. Oh, I was going to say,
it looks like you just cut your hair.
Oh, you look like you've gone bold, bro.
I saw Adrian with lights on.
Adrian,
we're still good.
Talk to me. How you feeling, man? How are you?
Bro, man's disgruntled, man. Man's devastated.
Hey, his boy let him down, blood, hard.
Well, my hero.
Listen, I think this was a week. I think this whole week was a week of letdowns. Everyone was let down.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Adrian had to dip, bruv. He's so disgusted.
Before we get into it, I gotta go through some of these comments because shout out to everybody that's locked in already. Big up C1. He says Oscar's a criminal. I don't know why I'm a criminal. What have I done wrong? Big up Tenzin, who was waiting early. Big up Tahar. Lola says you're actually heartbroken still. I can't lie. I began to believe. Like this whole time, I was always saying to everybody, I thought France is going to beat England. But during the game, I believed. Am I wrong for believing?
No, you're not wrong for believing.
I got worked. They got me in. I believe. I mean, C1 says Edgeware Road, big up the Moroccans. Hey, we're going to talk about the Moroccans, bro. We're going to talk about that. David says, big up top 4. I believe England is the most hated team in the World Cup. So glad not to see them win. I don't really understand why you would hate England as a team. Like, I get if we're going to hate nations, fair enough. You know, if you want to get into the whole colonizer stuff. But the actual England team is a likable team. It's a likable team. Do you know what I mean? Let me see. Who else's comment have I read out? Big up Mirad. He says, it's the hope that kills you. Oscar, it's always the bloody hope. And then Tensi says, it was England's World Cup to lose after watching France defense. Okay, but let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. France 2, England 1. David, I want to start with you because I know that you root for England. What were your thoughts?
As I said last week, bruv, yeah, I wanted to go out, but not like this, bruv. Let's unload the clip, bruv. We didn't unload the clip, bro. I think Southgate was half-hearted, bruv. We went attacking. You know how we went to, as I said in the group, yeah? There's no point in us going 4-3-3 and you're using Henderson to overlap Saka, bruv. France were there for the taking. The defense were having a stinker in the first half. Upamecano, whatever his name is, Hernandez, Saka had them on smoke, bro. But no, we decided to defend man mark Mbappe. Rice, you've had a stinker, blood. If you're gonna chop man, hold on. For the first goal, if you're gonna chop man, chop him, eat that yellow card.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a stinker because that's where the first goal. Obviously, we had the foul in it, yeah, that on Starboy, but the referee was moving brains. He was moving. Let's not even discuss him, but the referees leave them. But obviously, he doesn't give it. Rice, chop him, blood. Walker, you've lost him. Calm, no problem. Rice, you chop him, bruv. They don't score. We lose him, unbalances the defense. 3 central midfielders are too deep. My man shoots. Pickford. You need to do better, bruv. Get a hand to it. If it goes in, fine, no problem. But stinker. Obviously, we don't panic. We get control of the game. Should have had a penalty, but once again, referee VAR moving mad. No problem. Half time, 1-0 down. We get back into the game. Starboy once again, bruv. Starboy once again gets that final penalty box. Cool, 1-1. We're dominating the game, but we're not making use of it, bruv. As I said in the group chat, the cream always rises to the top, bruv. Once at this level, you need to take your chances. We didn't. And France were making chances for galore, bruv. In fairness, like overall, France had the better chances. We didn't really. Maguire, Harry Kane in the first half where Lloris makes a good save. Maguire's headed that goes past the post. Jude Bellingham actually had a good shot outside the box that Lloris saved as well. Yeah. Apart from the referee's decisions, listen, bruv. Southgate didn't help as well, man. You can't,
when you sub off Bukayo Saka, like who was given the
big
biggest
man,
threat, I said, what? I literally shouted because where I work, we've got like a small bar. I literally shouted. I said, "What are you doing? Like, what are you doing?
Offense, criminal, bro. Southgate's so criminal." But I even slipped. I missed it, bro. I didn't even see it.
Do you know what it was for me? I never noticed, because obviously we knew that Saka was the most dangerous player. Lola here saying Saka being subbed off is the biggest howler. Like when the subs were warming up and they're on the touchline, and then the commentator
I said, what is Mount doing?
No, but I watched it in a pub in Chelsea when Mason Mount's face came up on the screen. Everyone was like, "What is going on? Why is Mount coming on?" That this is in a Chelsea pub, like. It was mad. Literally.
Not freaking country.
When the commentator said Saka, I was just like, I expected it. I was like, this is Southgate. This is what he would do in this situation. I didn't expect any different. Saka never plays 90 minutes.
He's subbing for who? He's subbing for Sterling, who hasn't been a flipping squad for the past 5 days, man. Obviously, he had his own personal issues. No problem. I'm not even dissing, man. But fam, come on, man. You're taking.
And then you bring on Rashford with 3 minutes to go. And he's been unlucky with the free kick. But what's that gonna do?
I mean, the Rashford thing was interesting. But while we're criticizing Southgate, let's just park on Saka for a bit, because Saka was arguably England's best player this tournament, and he was definitely England's best player in that game. Assad says Saka is really growing on me. I used to call him the Black James Milner, but he's hard. I can't lie. I think people hated on Saka, like especially Chelsea fans, and I can't speak for maybe Man United fans as well, because they've got that rivalry of Arsenal. I feel like Saka didn't get his props from rivals. I feel like Arsenal fans always pushed him up, but like, because there's other wingers or wide players who you look at as way more talented. I mean, C1 is talking about Saka versus Foden. Everybody here can talk about, Foden's way more talented than Saka. But what Saka has been able to do for Arsenal on a consistent basis, and what he's now proven he can do for England on a consistent basis, is actually more effective than those so-called talented ballers that seem to have more than him.
And the thing is, Foden, he's got better players, and he's got Guardiola. So everyone needs to like, bro.
He doesn't affect, like when Foden got Young Player of the Year over Saka last season. I mean, well, not just Saka, there was other players as well. I think it's crazy to me. Like Foden, what did Foden really do in that game?
Nothing, innit?
He was effective. He was effective on the left. Like I'll give props to our attackers. Like they actually tried to do things, but it just wasn't connecting. I just feel like, yeah, like what Dave said, like we just did not take our chances. And when you get to the quarterfinals, these are the ones where it is literally fine margins. Anything you do will come back to haunt you if you don't take your chances.
Robin, even when we're 2-1 down, bruv, Kyle Walker is still man marking Mbappe, and I don't understand why, bruv.
Yeah, I can't lie. I completely disagree with you, the Kyle Walker thing, you know.
He got blitzed one. There was one time where he sent him on toes.
So we're about to go out the World Cup, bruv. It's time to, bruv. This is what I was saying last week, bruv. Unload the clip, bruv. Stop dilly-dallying, bruv.
No, but bro,
don't go half-hearted.
What clip?
Bro, unleash the players, bruv. Attack, bruv. Don't half-hearted the attack. Bro, Henderson overlapping Saka. Are you mad?
It worked to a point. It worked.
You know what's also a criminal?
Would it have worked better?
I also thought. Sorry to interrupt. I also thought this would have been a great game for James Maddison, but he didn't see any minutes at the World Cup whatsoever. Absolutely not.
I mean, I think Maddison was injured. Like he had the first couple of games off, so I don't know how fully fit he was. You know, he took the risk with bringing Walker, who wasn't fully fit. I don't think he was willing to do that with many other players, which is why someone like Reece James stayed at home. So I think I never expected Maddison to play as soon as he got that injury. But I want to touch on what Adrian was saying quickly, because after the game, a lot of people were seriously saying that England were the better team. I even heard French journalists like Julien Laurent. I was watching ESPN and Frank Leboeuf. All these guys were saying that England were the better team. I didn't know if we were just looking at it with English glasses. Adrian, what are your thoughts? Because you seem to be in agreement about the whole Kyle Walker situation.
I think for me personally, I think Gareth Southgate, he set up to that game. I think for me, it's not necessarily what I would have gone for. I think he got it right. I think for the first 50, 60 minutes, that game was managed and coached well by Southgate. But the issue comes where it's decisive time. France are on the ropes. You've got Rashford, Maddison, you've got Grealish. Take these players on to positively impact the game and take it to France. Because I think, like for me, I think we can say, we want to see Kyle Walker bombing up, but he's marking on form the best player on the planet. So if Walker's up on the right wing and Mbappe is just skulking on the left wing on his side, what's going to happen? So for me, Kyle Walker did a job on Mbappe and Henderson like with the ball, awful. But let's not lie. Like Henderson's runs were effective. They were drawing players out of position and was creating more space for Bukayo Saka.
No. So what I'm saying is, don't you think it would have been better if you had a right back overlapping, given as you can see in the game, what's his name, bruv? They're all rash. They're all nervous. Make them more nervy by sending pace down. That's what I'm saying.
But don't you think? But David, don't you think? Yeah, when it comes to the balance of play, was England trying to score against France because they found themselves behind twice. So they kept trying to have the ball high up the pitch in the opposition area, mainly with Saka. Now, when you're doing that, the threat is always of a counter-attack. And if you can look back in that game, there was never a moment where you really had a counter-attack. And that was because England's defense stayed back. Shaw and Walker were not going into the final third. They were staying back and containing.
Absolutely
and I think the goal, if you look at the goal that France scored, one of them is a 30-yard from outside the box, which, is not down to structural issues. The second
it was an counter, though, which should have been a foul.
It wasn't a counter. The fact
it should have been a foul.
It should have been a foul. It was a counter. We lost the ball. That's what I mean.
It should have been a foul, but in terms of a counter-attack, and what I mean is it's not Mbappe and Dembele running at three defenders. It's not that kind of counter-attack. We limited all of those situations, and that's where France would have been most dangerous, because how quick is Mbappe? And 1v1, nobody wants to be up against Dembele on your own. So those two are the fearful ones. What we limited them to was a shot outside the box and an A1 excellent cross from Antoine Griezmann to the head of their...
And Maguire was asleep, bruv.
But I don't even want to blame Maguire. That's Giroud's bread and butter, and the cross was pinpoint.
Oscar, no. I hear what you're saying, Bro, this is the quarterfinals. You have, as we've been saying, our weak point is our defense. If we can all agree, England, and that was just come to cost us. You fell asleep at one moment. No, and it's all one moment.
No, but listen to what you're saying. You're saying the weak point is the defense. I made this point before the tournament started. Yeah, I said the reason I think England can do well in this tournament is because yes, individually the defenders are the weak players. Yeah. Shaw, Maguire, maybe Walker, like you don't really trust them. However, the way Southgate sets up structurally means that the defense is compact and England don't concede that many goals. Like they don't.
But we did.
No, they did. But like one of them, the Tchouaméni goal is not down to bad defending. Like it's just not. It's not down to bad defending. You can maybe blame Pickford if you want, but it's not down to bad defending. The second one you could prevent. But in terms of where England conceded from bad defending in this tournament, you look at the Iran game, one of the goals was not even a penalty. Like, it was just like a shove in the box. And all of a sudden,
Oscar, I hear you. No, bro, we're not talking about overall the tournament I'm just saying this game, those 2 lapses in concentration, you're out, bro.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds true and it sounds harsh, but
it's hard, no, but it's
the 2 lapses of concentration, yes, I agree. But then we also have to look at the big elephant in the room, which was Kane's second penalty as well.
The elephant in the flipping room, absolutely.
It's the biggest elephant in the room.
Listen,
here's my thing on this, yeah.
Oscar, you ruined that moment for me, bruv. When I saw you tweet go, because obviously you're watching on the TV, innit?
Yeah.
I was on ITVX, but I saw your tweet. I was like, no way.
I go to the front room, man.
Wait, what did I tweet?
You tweeted Kane. Wow! Just before he took his penalty on my thing, I was like, no, this idiot missed.
But in the group chat, I was like, Oscar was hyped up. I said, if Kane misses,
I remember putting OMG in the group chat.
On Twitter, you put Kane. Wow! I was like, no, this idiot did not just miss. He blazed that.
Bro, I'm looking for my tweets now. I did not tweet that. I must have said it in the group chat.
All you said was group chat or something. Bro. I was like, bro, this idiot missed, bro. I was just like,
bro, I couldn't because okay, let's say okay, Kane scores the first penalty. Big up to him. Pressure moment, he takes it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All I was thinking in my head for that first penalty was this guy missed the penalty against Denmark. Do you remember the semi-final of the Euros? He had the penalty to win it in extra time. He missed and scored the rebound.
I forgot about that.
I was thinking, the pressure might get to him. When he slotted the first one, I was like, the second one came. We were very lucky to get that penalty. We were extremely lucky. Like,
because that ref was moving mad. This was a blatant foul, but VAR had to actually go through. The ref was not. I was like, what is this ref doing?
Yeah, the ref wouldn't give it.
The reason I say that, is you look at the situation on how it was going. France had equalized. It's come back now. There's like 5 minutes left on the clock. I'm thinking England are not coming back in this game. We're like, I thought we're going to get one more chance. And then all of a sudden, we get a penalty out of nowhere. Like, it's literally, Bellingham just throws a lofty ball into the box. All of a sudden, Mount is on the floor and it's a penalty. And I was like, this just feels too good to be true. Like, why are we getting a penalty out of nothing?
Bro.
Lola says, let's get into the Harry Kane situation. Lola says, I don't want to hear people can miss. At minimum, you must hit the target. How do you balloon it over? No shame. Lola also said, I need words on Kane. He failed at every hurdle for club and country to deliver. Failed to deliver, I guess. He's a loser.
Yeah, this is 2 World Cups now. First one, he didn't square it Sterling, and now he's blazed it.
The first one he did score 6 goals and was the top goal scorer in the team.
Didn't square it Sterling though. He did not square it.
Bro, as I said, those are the moments.
Those are the moments, Oscar.
Those are the moments I'm talking about, bro.
Okay. Is there any part of you
high reps, low weight
looks at the situation and says, Murad is saying Kane is not that guy already. David will find out from you later if that's the case. but is there any part of you that looks at that situation and said, Kane took a penalty in the 50 whatever minute it was, and he's been asked to take another penalty again? Personally, I don't really blame players for missing penalties.
Nah, I do.
bro,
if you want to be,
you dispatched.
if you want to be regarded as one of the top strikers in the world, as that guy, and he said it, he wants to be one of the top ones. You put them away.
You can't
put
them
away.
I don't mind. Listen, I don't mind you. I don't mind you hitting the post or the keeper.
I mind that. The only thing
I mind that still. I mind that. If you want to be the elite, I mind it.
No. What you can't do is what he did, bro. I'm sorry. You can't do what he did.
I'm with you. No, I'm with you. Like I was only posing the other argument. Obviously, I was furious with Harry Kane, but I would have been 10 times more furious if we had one penalty and Kane missed. Do you know what I'm saying? The fact that he scored a penalty prior makes me feel like, it's unfortunate. If he had one penalty, I would be way more furious. Way more.
Oscar, my thing is this, right? Like for me, I'm all about consistency over time. So look how long it took for me to even get onto people like Cristiano Ronaldo. Look at the words I say about people like Virgil van Dijk. Like in my humble opinion, when it comes to the World Cup, I don't give a damn what you did for me yesterday. I don't give a damn what you done for me 5 minutes ago. This is the stage of immortals. This is where footballers become superstars. This is where superstars immortalize themselves forever. We're talking about your Zidanes, your Ronaldo R9s, your Pelés. So in my opinion, like, I have got no room for context. I've got no room for sentiment. This is your moment on the big stage to write your name in footballing history. The weight of the world is under your shoulders, is on top of your shoulders. And unfortunately, my bro, your knees buckled. Your knees buckled when it mattered most. And that's going to define his legacy, unfortunately. Look, that's going to define his legacy. Like, whether we like it or not. He's David Batty. He's Gareth Southgate. He's Bukayo Saka. He's Harry Kane. So in my opinion, like, that's why, like, my sympathy has gone out of the window, unfortunately. In these moments, deliver.
You're definitely making a great point. Ernest said something about, if you want to be that guy, you have to be that guy.
He's not that guy for Skynet, bro.
Yeah, Lola says, no, Oscar, you are the captain and striker. You must deliver if you're given the opportunity. You score 400 goals. If you miss the 401st to win the cup, I don't care about the previous.
Unfortunately, I agree. It's harsh reality.
Because I know this is very, very different because it's the whole racial element. But Assad says when it was Rashford, Saka, and them are missing penalties, anyone can miss a pen. But when it's Kane, he should be bagging. So if we take away the abuse side of things, that's kind of how I see it. Like, I never look back at the Euros and go, it's Saka's fault that England lost the Euros, or it's Rashford's fault. I just look at the whole situation of the game. So it's a weird one. If people want to blame Kane, I'm not going to be like, no.
Yeah, I'm not going to judge.
I'm not going to tell you not to because this guy
keep the same energy. But as you lot can see in the papers, it's a totally different situation. So, but mate, I'm not the papers. I don't write the headlines. I can't do anything about that one.
I wish you did, my bro.
Bro,
Howler,
it will be Howler.
Okay.
The headline, bro.
You see how Gareth Southgate, for example, when Southgate first got the England job, they always talk about the fact that he missed the penalty in was it Euro 96? Yeah, he missed the penalty. They always talk about him missing that penalty. Do you think this is going to be a remembered thing on Kane's legacy? Do you think everyone's going to go back and remember?
I think so, because I don't know if he makes another World Cup. Maybe a Euros.
He probably does. He'll be like 33. I think he's got one more in him.
The thing that I don't like about Harry Kane is that he's so. It's like you love it and you hate it at the same time. For a number 9, he's so selfish. Like, he wants to score at all costs. So there's times when England should take him off the pitch when he's played like 70 minutes. They will keep him on because he wants to score. It's the same with Spurs. Yeah, it's the same with Spurs. And there was talk of people saying, he took the first penalty. Should he have let someone else take the second penalty? Harry Kane was never giving that penalty to anyone else. He was never. You could have had David Beckham on the pitch. He was taking that penalty. So, when you have that mentality that I'm the guy, you must score. So yeah, I feel what Ernest is saying. I feel what everyone's saying. Lola's calling them a bottle job. Assad saying Harry Kane's selfish. Do we watch the same sport? No, his play style is not selfish. But if you bro, this guy swore on his daughter's life that he touched the ball when he didn't touch it. Like his mentality is, I need to score. That's how he is. Like obviously his play style is he's a great passer and all this and that. But he wants to clap goals. What number 9 doesn't? Some number 9s will swear on their daughter's life. Others won't. Lola says, Rash, Saka, and Sancho were kids in a shootout, and they aren't penalty takers. I'm sorry, they are penalty takers. Kane is a 30-year-old who takes pens, so no. Yeah, I mean, Kane definitely has had way more experience in penalties, but my argument would be his experience came through in the first penalty. We saw him score.
And then you go and you bottled this. Mate, yeah. I don't. Once he missed that, I said, yeah, we're done out here, bro.
There's the soul of England left the stadium with that ball,
bro.
It's so dead.
Game was
like I said, I remember I was with a whole sea of England fans, and when that ball went over, I just felt the silence in the air. I was like,
bro, I couldn't believe it, bruv. I couldn't, bro. I was.
You knew, like, and because the penalty was kind of a gift, you knew we weren't getting another one.
Yeah.
You knew at that moment when that ball skied, it set in your heart that England are out.
Yeah.
There was like 6 minutes left, but England were out.
It was a formality.
So how do we surmise this in terms of the way we view Southgate? You know, there was a lot of talk before the game of, you know, this is the one time where Southgate has a big hurdle. It's not an easy team in front of him. He has to overcome. And I think I said this last week. Did Southgate do something different? Like, did you see something different from him?
I will say this: England tried. They tried.
Yeah.
They tried. I will say that and unfortunately, experience from France when it comes to these types of games just overdone them, and it's once again a better team that Southgate has fallen at the hurdle.
Guys,
and my stance is that you've had 3 tournaments now. And you've tried. It's time to go. It is.
Southgate is holding this team back, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, on a real talk,
I can't lie. I completely disagree.
Tactically, his tactical decisions is holding this team back, bro.
Bro, like he didn't make that many tactical decisions that went wrong this tournament. Like,
yeah, he did when it mattered.
He didn't.
He didn't. Kane missed the penalty when it mattered. He didn't.
Yeah, but he also took off the threats. You know, you don't add the new threats when they needed to. Oscar, he's had 3 tournaments now.
Yeah,
as I said,
bro,
Oscar,
Kane missed the penalty. Like,
no, France said, "Take me."
No.
This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying. Like the Euro final, we had Italy on the ropes. Dead and bruv. At that point, you got to kill man, bruv. You want to win the trophy, and that was a final. I said, even at the time, I said, "Yo, we got to dead these man." We allowed them back in the game, and they went and scored. We lost on penalties, no problem. Same thing again. I said, obviously we're behind. We come back. We're behind. We didn't panic. We didn't concede another one. Cool. We get our equalizer back. We start dominating the game. Didn't take our chances. Didn't make any changes to affect our chances of taking the lead. We concede. He decides to make changes. Obviously, we got the pen. Harry Kane had a howler. We're out, bro. In those 30 minutes where we equalized and started dominating, that is where I'm expecting my manager to go and take the game, bro. Stop waiting for things to happen, bro.
What would you say?
And that's my thing. Southgate is... Sorry, Adrian, I was going to say Southgate is a reactionary manager. That's the biggest thing I've learned from all of his tournaments. He reacts to things. He reacts to goals.
Bro, don't wait, Oscar. Don't wait for something bad to happen to think. Go and affect the thing, guys.
Yeah.
I think, like...
And I know it's been harsh, but this is it, bro.
It's extremely harsh. And the reason I say it's harsh, is because do I think Southgate's an elite manager? No. Would any of us take him at our clubs? No. But I think we have seen good managers go out in this tournament already, you know? So when you look at this England team, where Southgate has brought them from, he has steadily progressed them. And I personally think this World Cup, England were better than they were at the last Euros. Yeah. And when it comes down to it, like, this is France. Oscar,
what are we missing? We're missing
like execution and quality. Like, bro, they missed the penalty.
We got everything there.
No, because this is what I'm saying. Like.
So, Oscar, do you think Southgate can do better? Is this his limit, or can he go further?
I think I've never ever thought England could win a tournament. Going into this tournament, I didn't think England could win anything. Yeah, I think England could win the Euros with Southgate. I think they could.
Big man.
And if you disagree with me, bro, they were penalties away from winning the last Euros. And it's like, are they better managers? Sure, they're better managers. But I don't know if the best manager...
I think Southgate has done for a manager and where he's been and what he's done his best. And I think it's time to move on.
When it comes down to honestly, Oscar, it comes down to these decisions tactically in the game, bro. Where the manager makes a difference, bro. I know obviously players, Harry Kane missing the penalty, calm. Fam, you can't, bro. I've seen you twice now.
You can't react. You can't react.
I've seen you twice. We've done it twice now. You waited until something bad happens, and that's when you decide to make changes. You can't do that. You can't.
And the harsh thing is, he's like, whatever way you want to flip it, Gareth Southgate in tournament football has never beat a good football team. He hasn't. That's the harsh bottom line. Whatever way you want to flip it, you told me the good side.
You're right. You're right. So,
and that's it. And Oscar, that is the only blemish I can give him. I can't. The culture, that is it. But all it is tactical.
Do you know? Okay. Let me tell you why my mind is so warped. Yeah, because you're saying Southgate can't beat a big team. Fact. He's never proven that he can beat a big team in tournament football. However, when we look at the games in which he's lost those games, it is marginal moments. So he's like you'd say he's like 10% away, just that final bit, just the penalties against Italy or the penalty against France and then maybe another goal. He's the wrong substitution. Robin, you're talking about that Saka move, yeah? The wrong substitution away. So he's like 5% away from being the perfect manager for England. Whereas when he took the job, England was he galvanized 85%. Like
but Oscar, let's look at like education. Let's look like a GCSE or A levels. When you do that test, and you need those 2 marks, to get that A, but you don't get the 2 marks, you get the B, and you can't change it. And that's the truth.
You can't change it.
But he's a B+ manager.
I think you're right. He's getting the B's, but he took over a team that was failing foundation papers. They were failing foundations.
As I said, Oscar,
I agree. To the higher, and he's failing at the higher.
I agree with your comment, but that extra 10, if you want England to really win a tournament, that extra 10%, that 5% you're talking about is crucial.
Okay. So next tournament, England go into the Euros. Think about the team, think about the squad, the spirit of these players, how they feel playing for Southgate. Do you think there is a better chance of them winning the Euros under a different manager or under Southgate?
Good question.
Different manager.
I think you have a better chance of sticking with Southgate. I genuinely do. And this is the first time I've ever said that. I've always been Southgate out. I've always not liked this guy. This tournament has changed my mind.
Nah,
what have you seen?
He's not. I don't think he's going to change, bro.
England had they were solid. They had games where they attacked very well, which I don't normally see from England. And even in the France game as well, bro, England were toe-to-toe with the best team in the world. Like, and they missed, like, it was a gun shoot. It was a sling out, and they missed that one.
It is harsh. Because if Kane scores his penalty,
C1 is saying 100% a better manager will do better. I think that's completely, like, there's no evidence of that. There's no evidence that a better manager does better. Like, I just don't see how it works like that. The correlation isn't there. Deschamps was not a world-class manager before he took over France. Like, he wasn't, but he won them the World Cup. So, let me read some more comments and then we can move maybe to another topic. Lola says, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 3 times. Oscar, you're getting slapped about by a guy in a waistcoat.
Mad thing.
But look at the next comment. Look at this crap. Look at this garbage.
Yeah. That's Assad. I don't know.
Assad, you're moving mad still.
England should get Brendan Rodgers, and then the man going to come and tell me, "Oh, England should get Poch, who is better than Southgate, but he's also never won anything." Like when has Poch won? Like, come on, what? Because he beat Ajax in the semi-final. Am I supposed to? Come on,
mad thing.
Everyone said Southgate not winning the Euros was his fault. Absolutely his fault. No one else. He had the weapons. He chose not to use. I guess that was. I disagree with that.
On a pacifist thing.
Shout out my boy Brandon from the US of A. He says, "I'll play devil's advocate. You can play Jesus advocate on this podcast. Why do you guys believe you should have done better? What qualifies that position? Is it player quality? I need to know."
Brandon, it's not that we should win, given right to win. We don't. I think Robin and I don't know. Maybe Adrian can agree with me. I don't feel he's utilized our entire squad in his time. I don't. With what we've got, the quality we've got on our bench, I don't think he's utilized to the best of our ability. Hence why I kept saying, bro, I don't want to go out half-hearted. Yeah, obviously the way the game's gone, came missing the penalty, cool, calm. I have no issue with that. But we're losing 2-1 down, and then Mbappe still getting marked. I'm sorry, mate. It's time to unload the clip, bruv. Let's go. Forget Mbappe. Go and attack, man.
Peter says, big up Peter Wilder. He says, how many managers get to a fourth international tournament without winning one of the previous three? That's a great question. Well,
the life cycle is
semi-final, final, and quarter-final, bro.
Did Deschamps have before winning the
I think that wasn't that his first one? Unless he done Euros. I don't think he did the Euros beforehand.
Okay.
I don't think he did the Euros beforehand. Where was the Euros before? The Iceland one where we got knocked out.
Yeah.
Was he manager then?
Yeah, he was managing that.
Actually, he was. He lost the final.
Yeah. He lost the final at home and lost.
But the thing is, he got the final, and then what did he do next?
He went on one.
Okay. Deep this. Deschamps took over France in 2012. He was the manager of France in 2012. They won the World Cup in 2018.
Yeah, but look at the build-up.
What do you mean?
Look at the build-up.
What happened?
2012. 2012.
So
explain the build-up. What's your point?
I'm saying that they've gone from where they were nothing, to winners. Whereas I feel like with Southgate,
Southgate's journey.
That's 4 years, still. I can't lie.
That's what Southgate did. Southgate took nothing to the point where they should win tournaments.
Is a flawed person to use.
No, I'm just answering the question. Like, the question is, how many managers have get the fourth tournament in general? And I'm saying the last manager to win the World Cup got 4 tournaments.
And my thing is this: when Deschamps oversaw an overhaul of French talent and your older guards, your Thierry Henrys and your Patrice Evras and whoever's sort of phased out, and then your Paul Pogbas and your N'Golo Kantés came in, we saw the final products. And in my thing, like, we can hop on and say, look at the squad Southgate inherited in 2018. It was a poor squad, sure, but the amount of players that have come on and developed from now to then, and in my opinion, you're not utilizing them to the best of their ability. Criticize Deschamps all you want. You know what you're going to get for that France team, and those attacking players. Whatever you say about Deschamps, and he'll play Matuidi on the left wing and whatever have you. His key players, they're eating regardless. Griezmann, Mbappe, Giroud.
Were they eating at the Euros last time around?
Was he in charge in 2012, the Euros?
Peter is saying here that it was his third tournament because he took over after Blanc. So he took over in 2012.
So here's his record, yeah?
2012. Yeah, go
2014, 2014 World Cup, yeah? They got to the quarterfinals, yeah? Then he got to the final in 2016, which they lost to Portugal. Won the World Cup. Had a stink in the Euros afterwards, the one in England. Now, another semi-final, so... Hey.
So before winning the World Cup, how many tournaments did he have?
2.
No, was it not 1?
How can it be 2?
No, so he had what's it called?
2012.
World
So
Cup.
he had
2-2.
He wasn't there in 2012.
He had the 2014 World Cup.
2014 World Cup and Euros.
Then Euro 16, he got to the final. Yeah.
Yeah. And 2018 he won it.
And 2018 he won it. So basically by that, So by that logic, this would have been the World Cup that Southgate had to win to mirror Deschamps.
Yeah.
I mean, fair enough. But like I think my main thing is I don't really see anyone else coming in and doing better. Like if England change managers and they don't win the Euros, I can't look at it as a failure because I'm like the new guy that you brought in, he's only had one tournament. What do you need to do? Win the Euros in one tournament? Like is it?
I'm not asking for the Euro. I just feel like
why?
International
Why
football.
Are you asking? Because
I feel like international football. I think when you've had so many chances and you don't deliver, bro,
it's time to go,
move
bro.
on.
Well, bites of the cherry.
You
can't have so many bites of the cherry and feel like it's going to be successful.
And the problem is, the next World Cup is it not expanding now? 48 teams.
Yeah, 48 teams. Yeah, so I think there'll be a last 32 as well instead of a last 16.
So if he doesn't win the next, that's the thing, man. And this,
my expectation for England was I felt like England could go far, but ultimately my favourites for this tournament have always been France. So if England came up against France and lost, like, how mad can I be at Southgate? Like Peter says, England got exactly as far as I figured they would. For what I perceive Southgate's level to be, he's done well. For where English fans think their team should be, he's probably not right for them. Ernest, again, he says, personally, I think England lack expression as a nation. There is not much of a culture of risk-taking at national or club level. When the Hoppers need, they're on the bench. Too much pragmatism.
There you go.
Adrian, you mentioned not utilising the squad. Who can you say wasn't utilised this tournament? Sorry, I know we're taking a long time on England. We will move on.
Well, first things first, and just it's lazy, but I'm just doing it because they're parallel, whatever. Look at where Antoine Griezmann was, and look at how he impacts in that game, and then look at Phil Foden's waning influence on the left-hand side, where he didn't have the pace to beat Koundé, and he wasn't necessarily involved in the game. You'd probably say he's England's best, most progressive player, and he shafted to the left-hand side in the name of sort of pragmatism. So that's a key example there.
Where he plays for his club.
Where does Griezmann play for his club? And two podcasts ago, he was fuming. Here's what I would say. Here's what I would say. Yeah. Okay, Griezmann doesn't play number 10 for his club, but that's not the point. That's not my job as France manager. I'm on this team now. Where does he work best for my team? In the number 10. That's where I play him. Okay. Cool. Guardiola uses him on the left. Calm. That's Guardiola, bruv. You're not Guardiola, bruv. You need to figure it out for England.
But like,
and you've got De Bruyne, and you man are known for keeping the ball off.
What are you suggesting then? Are you suggesting that England should have gone into this with Rice, Henderson, drop Bellingham, and play Foden in the middle? Or are you suggesting that you take out Henderson, play Bellingham and Foden?
Big man, that's your job, mate, to figure it out, bro.
I think he figured it out to a level where it's like, bro, Kane missed a penalty. That I don't think the issue what you guys are raising to me is he shouldn't have taken off Saka, which I 100% agree with. But this issue of it being Southgate's fault, he's too pragmatic, he's this, he's that. Those are not the reasons England lost this game. Like, I don't see that as the issue.
As I said, we're 2-1 down and we're still man marking Mbappe, blood. What is going on, bro? What is going on? Bro, put aside last comment.
Assad says, I'm convinced David enjoys being displeased.
Big man. I've got to listen, Assad, we're out of this tournament. Hold on. I know the Premier League doesn't start until 2 weeks. Do you know what I have to come back to?
What?
I've got to come back to our number 9 who's injured for 3 months. So you're gonna see me more displeased, bruv.
Nah, but David, you're
gonna see me more displeased, bruv. I'm top of the league and I'm not happy, bruv. Because I have to go and rely on Nketiah. This is what I'm coming back to. England are out. This is what I have to come back to, bruv. So you're gonna see me complain some more, bruv. Move on. Let's move on. Let's change from England. I'm done.
Yeah. I just want to get through some of the last comments because I think people are saying good things. Peter said, players can lose games. Players let England down in this case, but when it's your third try, excuses run thin. Fair enough. The pen is a glaring issue, but don't pretend Southgate's crap subs, timings, and choices didn't cost England too. Let's not lie. It shouldn't have taken a pen to go to extra time.
No, but what do you say, like, with Southgate's thinking?
Yeah,
Southgate's thinking was, look, let me manage this game, and we're gonna get one or two key major chances where we need to take them. That's probably how Southgate went into that game, and that's basically how the game planned out. But Kane fluffed his lines. But I think the other argument is, why do England only need to rely on 2 big moments? They've got the players and the qualities to create 3, 4, or 5.
Say that again, bro. I
definitely can agree with that.
Adrian's putting the words for me. Yeah, Adrian, you talk for me, man.
Let Adrian make your arguments like that. Yeah. Adrian's your AI. You just tell him what you want to say. Tenson says, Rice, Jude, and Foden. I told this minutes ago, maybe that's months ago. Henderson, all he does is running. England didn't create any clear-cut chances. Last 2 comments. Caesar Sense says, England should have utilised their offensive midfielders more. Maddison, Rash, Saka, and Foden should have had more influence on the pitch than Hendo.
Yeah.
As I said.
I'm sorry. That's not fair.
Oscar,
that's just not fair.
By that comment, all I'm saying, this is the point I was trying to make. Instead of having Hendo overlap, Saka should be more the quicker players. Rashford overlapping. That's all I'm saying, bruv. There's better players to do the job you're asking them to do, bruv.
That comment.
That's all I'm asking.
That comment from Ernest is just not fair. I'm sorry. Like, Saka and Foden are both on the pitch. Yeah, and Saka had the most influence. Like, Saka was the one that was making things happen more than any other player.
And then he took it off.
But Henderson had Henderson had a great tournament.
No,
like, I was anti-Hendo. I was extremely anti-Hendo. I didn't want him in the squad. The guy came in.
What we're saying in this game, in this particular game, at a certain point, Hendo needs to come off, and someone better can do that job, overlapping Saka or on the other side. That's what we're asking. That's what we're saying.
Take Hendo off. Are you in the comfortable position that you're in, Adrian? I don't think so.
To take the handle breaks off, but then that goes back to the initial point that I made, because I agree with you. I think the Henderson decision, I think Southgate got that spot on. But I think what the Mandem are saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat. Like, why did it? When you look at the talent England have got on the bench, why are we relying on a 32-year-old Jordan Henderson running on the right wing to create space for Bukayo Saka? Surely there's another way. Oh, look. I'll go one better. Trent Alexander-Arnold was on the bench. One of the best creative defenders on the planet. You've got him at your disposal. You could have found space for him. So look, there's all. So I think that's what the Mandem are saying. Like whilst Henderson was good, whilst he was functional, was that necessarily the best, most effective way to get the most out of this England side? I'm not too sure. Despite how good he played, I'm not too sure.
Yeah, I mean, Assad says Henderson had a great game. He only had 1 game. I'm sorry, I think Henderson was good against France. I think he was good against France. Like, I really do. What is Henderson? Look, I'm not going to get into a Henderson debate. Like, bro, Assad says Callum Wilson could have been useful. No, he couldn't. Like, I love Callum Wilson, but Caesar said France midfield were not great. They could have won way more fouls, created even more chances if it's extra time. Okay, let's park England there, because unfortunately it's another failure. It's another one where, England are going to look back and be upset with penalties missed. Anything on France, guys? Do you think France can go all the way now? Olivier Giroud becoming the all-time. Was he already the all-time top goal scorer?
No, I think he passed.
Yeah,
wait, did he?
He already
was the last game.
Oh, it was last game.
He passed it. Was this bad France? I mean, everyone's talking about bad England. Was it bad France also that England even had a sniff?
Yeah, I don't think France played well at all.
No,
bro, the defense, Upamecano, whatever his name is, and Hernandez.
I think Upamecano's like that. Like, he's literally just PMP. He's a bozo.
Rash. He's
rash. I've seen him play.
Just rash. Look at this. Well, if I'm Didier Deschamps, for that penalty that Hernandez gave away, I'm making him do what's that thing, that exercise called again? The bleep test, bro. Yeah. I'm making him run yard. I'm making
2 hours.
What? How can man give away such a dumb penalty?
And that's why when I looked at all the teams now in the semi-finals, and I'm like, listen, guys, I think the prophecy is finally coming true. Because if there's one thing I know about World Cups, the way people get there in the final, it's due to certain people at certain times. You have France with Kylian Mbappe, Morocco with their number 9 jumping over about 20 Portuguese players. But when these men are dying for Lionel Messi, I said, yeah, these men want it the most. And I think he got to fight for it. I think it's Argentina's tournament.
I think
and the reason I say it, the reason why I say that is because the way that the big teams got taken out in this quarterfinal, like in the last few games, Brazil's out, Spain's out, Portugal's out.
We filtered away, sir.
Like it felt like, you know what? It's Argentina's tournament. It is their tournament. It's their tournament to lose more anything. It is their tournament to lose more than anything.
That's why England could win it, because of what you just said. Everybody just fell to the wide side, and you got Morocco in the semis.
Here's my thing, other than France and England were the 2 best teams in this tournament.
Yeah,
like they were the 2 best teams. I think Morocco have.
I think Portugal were right on their performances. I think Portugal were good.
Portugal were okay, but they weren't as good as France or England. Like they weren't. Now England are out. France are going to go and win this tournament. Let's talk about their opponents. Oh my goodness, Ernest. Yeah.
Let's talk about him.
I want to talk about it. Let's move to the game that was earlier on that day.
I loved
0. Morocco 1. We're going to Morocco. Yeah.
Going to Morocco. Guys,
Morocco are in a World Cup semi-final.
I need the cameraman who chased Ronaldo.
No, they're bad man.
All the way into the tunnel. That cameraman, he needs a pay rise. Because Ronaldo was ducking and swerving to not be seen.
He had to get that shot.
He had to
get that shot.
Do
you know what's been interesting? What I've personally loved about this World Cup is that when Ronaldo has been dropped, they constantly point the camera to him. It's like it's like, you know, you're watching Gogglebox. Like they're watching the game, we're watching the game, and then every 2 minutes we have to get the side shot of Ronaldo's reaction to everything that goes on. It's like we're watching Ronaldo.
What's his name? Who scored the hat trick?
I forgot his name. Was it Not Ramos? That's not his name.
Yeah, Ramos.
Ramos. Okay.
Yeah. That's like the most Portuguese name ever after Nuno Mendes.
Fam, you saw every time he scored that hat trick, you could just see he panned it to Ronaldo. He was fuming. He was like, "Why am I not on the pitch?" But yeah, man.
Okay.
But yeah.
Just before we get on to Morocco's amazing triumph, Ronaldo bows out of the World Cup. 5 World Cups in, no knockout goals. When you look at, this is the World Cup, the big stage. We're talking about the greats here. We're talking about players who've done it for their country. Maradona, Pele, R9. What do you feel this means for Cristiano Ronaldo's legacy? That not only was he not able to win a World Cup, which, given the team he plays for, isn't always easy, he was not able to score a knockout goal.
Wait, is this including group stages?
Knockout.
No.
Oh, okay, knockout. Okay, cool. I was like, fam, flipping it, man. Hey.
Yes, I think he has quite a few group stages. I think he's had like more than one hat trick in group stages.
Dang.
You remember the Spain 3-3?
Yeah, hat trick against Spain. Hat trick against. I think he got a hat trick against Korea, North Korea. I think one year. I think they won 7-0 and he scored 3. I'm pretty sure.
North Korea. Actually, might have been. Who knows?
I swear North Korea made it.
And the dog were crying.
Yeah, I swear they made it 1 year. And then there was a report that in North Korea they thought they won the World Cup because nobody showed them the game.
Highlights, actually.
I don't know about that. I don't know if that's true. This is what I read.
But yeah, do you know what? Yeah, just one thing I also love about knockout tournaments is tears. And I loved it. I loved to see that.
Robin.
Tears.
Injected into my veins.
Yeah, did you see on Twitter today? Someone was actually made a thread of tears for this World Cup so far.
Oh, I need it. I need.
I loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, you know, love celebrating people's pain, bruv. Dang.
Once
you're out, bruv. I'm not gonna enjoy your tears, bruv.
North Korea made it in 2010 with Brazil, Portugal, Ivory Coast. Yeah, I think I remember Portugal beating them like 7-0 and Ronaldo scored a hat trick. I'm pretty sure I remember that.
And that's when Maicon scored a mad thing.
Maybe. Yeah. Personally, I've erased all of South Africa's memories from my head. I don't like that World Cup, to be honest.
Was it electricity? Yeah, the
Vuvuzelas just pissed me off. Like every time I watch it back and I just say the entire game. Why is that there?
And the final was just trash as well, bro. It was just
it's the worst World Cup final I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So
Alonso.
Yeah, there's so much. There's so many reasons to bin World Cup 2010. I know people love it because of Shabalala, but that's the first game was the game when the Vuvuzelas were novelty. By game 4, I was tired.
Yeah, I was done.
I was tired of them. This annoying sound. Assad says, let's be real. Ronaldo put Portugal on the map. Oh, shut your mouth. Ronaldo put Portugal on the map. Are you
there was Figo, you know.
They had it. He never had it a couple years ago, so that record won't take his legacy. I'm sorry that people act like, Portugal didn't exist before Ronaldo. I'm sorry, there was Rullis, Figo. There was.
If there's one thing I have learned about the difference between 05 to 09 Ronaldo and this Ronaldo that we've had is the stands. Ronaldo's stands are something else. Like, they believe that he is literally God's greatest gift on this planet. And I cannot believe the stuff that they come out of their mouths.
Robin, do you know what it is?
I don't know what it is. What is it, Adrian? Tell me.
It's the disrespect, man. It's the I don't give a damn. Cristiano Ronaldo, for the past, 2 decades, has excelled at this sport, has transcended the sport, has taken it to another level. And during these Real Madrid heydays, the guy was unreal. It was a freak of nature. And then people go on like he's some bum. How dare people talk about him in the same breath as Messi? It's a disgrace. I think that's where people's emotion and passion, that's where it comes from. Because it's like Cristiano Ronaldo is a 37-year-old man, and he's unfortunately washed up. Father time's caught up with him. But for me, this isn't his legacy. This is what's going to define him. What's going to define him is his peak and his heyday when he was one of the best players to ever do it, in my opinion.
Yeah, man. Mirad says Figo, Rui Costa, Pauletta, and Deco. For including Pauletta in that list, you're a criminal. You know, some people's footballing opinions, they deserve to be behind bars.
Man, you might as well put, what's his name? What's your fullback? Portuguese.
Bosingwa. Hey, do you know who I love though? Nuno Gomez. What striker.
But he always popped out with them goals. I hate them strikers, bro.
Was it causing England headache?
Trust me, bro.
Yes, Cesar says Ronaldo has bare sons. Yeah, they're talking about Ronaldo basically. Bro, Mirad said Helder Postiga. You man are just any Portuguese don now. Just say any Portuguese guy.
Hugo Viana, you know.
I said that. Remember who you got?
Yeah, do you know who had a great tournament though for Portugal? I will say this though. Rafael Leao. Every time he came on, he done something for them. And I think his price has gone up.
Bro, why didn't Leao start?
I don't know. But I'm not a fan of Portugal's manager either, so yeah.
Yeah, that's just last. Anyway,
Ronaldo has 7 appearances in the knockouts and no goals.
It's sustaining his legacy. Let's be real.
Ronaldo excels at shouting at his teammates for not passing to him for a tap-in. Interesting. C.R. Kelly's one of the greatest players ever, but don't move mad with what you give to him. I don't know what that really means. Assad says, Oscar, your footballing opinions, not great either. That's the thing about opinions, it's not facts. 100%. Throw me in jail for a bad opinion. Throw me in jail. I just don't know what opinion that is. You're going to have to tell me what opinion that is. 150 million is what Milan want. I guess we're talking about Rafael Leao. I'd love him at the Bridge. I'd love him. He's a great player.
So he kill his career too? Okay.
Sorry, what?
So he could kill his career of no service as well? Okay.
I've just seen 2 mad takes. This is one of them. What Murada's put on as well.
As I said, I'm starting to believe Leao is just a power league footballer. He's been dead.
Good.
Yo, hey Murad, bruv, that last one, yay.
Rafael Leao equals Madeira's Bafétemi Gomez.
Yo.
Imagine the final.
Let's talk about Morocco.
Africa, representing
I'm
Africa.
trying hard not to butcher this name, but En-Nesyri, his header puts them 1-0 up, and Morocco have had this defensive solidarity. Yeah, that means teams can't break them down, teams can't score. When they went 1-0 up, I said, "This is a long day."
Long day.
It's a long day. It's iconic. It's the first for the whole continent of Africa to have a team in the semi-finals. What it means, bro. Have you not seen the scenes in Edgware Road and all that in West London?
Yeah.
I know
Edgware Road, Ladbroke Grove, Westbourne Park.
I know we got a few Americans watching right now, but for those that don't know, Edgware Road is like Arab Central. It's like Shisha Row. Like it's like a row of just Shisha cafes, one by one.
The road sounds in Arabic.
Huh?
The road sounds in Arabic.
Facts. No, facts. You go down that street, you look at the shops. It's the only place, not the only place, but one of the main places in England where you will see loads of shops in a row that have Arabic signage on them to let you know, you got the English and you also got the Arabic.
You know where you are. Yeah,
you know exactly where you are. That road shut down both when they won the quarters and when they won round of 16. Peter says, it's completely opposite to how Morocco approached 2018 under Renard. It's nice to see. Yeah, man. Peter says, we got North Africans over here too. Yeah, no, fair enough. I'll just let you know because everybody's saying the Edgware Road meme. I just want to make sure you knew what it was. We saying, Robin?
Edgware Road's finest. So, I want to ask you. Yeah. Hakeem's he's playing a game of his life.
Price of the brick going up, baby. Price of the brick going up.
But yeah, no, Morocco. They're the World Cup love story, really. I don't think they'll win it.
Yeah.
But you have to give them props because let's look at the reality here. They've beaten Belgium, even though they're really old. They've beaten Spain and they've beaten Portugal. Those are big guns. They are big guns for a supposed small team. Mm-hmm. And now they go up against France. And let's say they get something and they potentially make it to the final. Then what are we really saying here? We could potentially have a Croatia-Morocco final.
France needs to be careful. France needs to be careful, but that one, hey, it's a dodgy game. One mistake and they score. You let them score once. You're not scoring that game, bro.
Yes, long.
They'll lock down Mbappe down, bro. You're not coming in. You stay out there, bro.
I think this is the end of the road for them. I'll be real.
Obviously, they've got suspensions and injuries, in it.
What we seen this Paddington?
Yeah. Cheeky guy, man. Cheeky guy. Tahar says Edgware Road motive is live shisha and vibes watching Morocco win. Oh, well, you watched it when you watched it there, yeah? Fair enough, man. Fair enough. Tentin saying, what is that how you say his name?
Amrabat, man.
I said that's the wrong
Amrabat.
Amrabat.
That's the wrong spelling. I heard Liverpool fan asking Klopp to sign him. Very bemused. I mean, he's a monster in midfield. I can't even lie to you. I'm trying not to get twanged by international football too much, but I like what I see from him, man. He's very good player for them. Probably their best player in the tournament, right?
Yeah.
I didn't watch them at all in the group stage. I've only seen them in the knockouts. So, yeah. But yeah, back on your thing about Ziyech. Brandon Nelson says Ziyech proves Chelsea is the most negative club. You can be an expressive player, come to Chelsea, but that's a conversation for another day. Signed a Chelsea fan. There's what? Sorry.
No, Adrian. I think
Adrian, bro.
When he comes back, he's going to still be talking and he's going to think we've heard what he said. He's had a stinker.
Nah, he's had a stinker.
He's had a stinker. Peter says, touch on the obvious crowd advantages from Morocco. Their knockout round matches look like home matches. It looked that way for Tunisia as well. Yes, 100%. The crowd are insane. They've got all their family members in the crowd too. So after the game, they run up in there and hugging their mums and all this and that. It's big. It's big. I respect it. Okay, should we move on to the day before? Because we've touched on big up to High. So if you're not from North Weezy, you're missing out. Big up North Weezy.
Hey, what happened to Brazil?
I can't believe they allowed Croatia to score like that in the last minute.
Do you know what?
We're on Brazil.
Brazil.
Samba boys, hold that.
The Samba boys. They let me down. They let me down at the last time, though.
Fred cost them as well. Perfect, Robin. Could ask for any more.
Yeah. Fred was not in the position. Even Neymar, I don't know if you saw the video when Neymar was telling the man, I'm like, guys, what are you doing? We're 1-0 up. In the 90th minute of extra time.
What did he do? I didn't watch. I was at work.
So Neymar told the whole team, calm down. Like, why are we bombing forwards? When it's 109th minute, we're 1-0 up. You just need to hold it out for 2 minutes. And then they just allow the space for Croatia to come through. And Croatia on penalties.
What did Fred do in particular?
Fred was just well out of position. He was just well out of position, allowed all the space.
But then even then,
he was well forward.
You see the goal they scored, yeah? This is what I hate about defenders these days, yeah? Big man. Go and block. If you're going to block the ball, you need to go old school, bruv. Chiellini is not letting that ball past him. Benucci, bro, all this business of stretching forward. First of all, you've stretched forward, yeah? And then with your hands behind your back. So you've made it more chances the ball's going to be deflected past Alisson, bruv. For flip's sake, bruv. If you're going to defend, bruv. If you give a handball and you get sent off, fine, you get a handball.
Hey?
Bro, just defend, bruv. Don't do what you did, bro. No, Adrian, he lunged. He's like a little... and the ball deflects off him past Alisson. Defend, bro.
C1 is calling Marquinhos a criminal.
Criminal, bro.
Hey.
It's very, very interesting. I think it's very, very interesting.
Do you know what? Yeah, I tweeted this out. Tournament football. And when you get to the meaty part, penalties are a likely thing to happen. Why are the man them not practicing penalties? I've seen some shockers this whole tournament.
I think they
many teams. I've seen shockers.
I'm sure Marquinhos was that way on training with his eyes closed.
This is an interesting one because I want to talk to you a lot about the order of penalties because obviously we're probably going to see another penalty shootout at some point. Lola says, even with all this, we're back to pens. Firstly, why is Rodrigo your first penalty taker?
Ask them again, please.
Okay. Here's the thing. How do you guys feel about young players taking penalties? Do you feel like a 21-year-old should be burdened with that responsibility if they're good at penalty taking? Because obviously we saw this with Saka for England. Now we're seeing it with Rodrigo.
Who's on the pitch? Who's on the pitch then? That means the senior players didn't step up.
No, but why is it the senior players didn't step up? Sometimes it's like, bro, the senior players are not
honestly, when it comes to pen,
if you're a forward,
put your best man in the front. You saw with Argentina, Messi went first and he said, listen, I'm not playing games. I'm putting the ball in the net.
But Robin, that's with hindsight though. There was the second game afterwards.
Do you think Messi saw Neymar go
what happened?
And said, I'm going first.
I'm going first, bruv. Let me bang in my pen.
But at the same time, hindsight's a wonderful thing. We'll never know. But I'm saying, when it comes to penalties in general, the man them that you put on the pitch, make sure that they're killers. If you're going to pens, make sure that they're ready. That's what I'm saying.
The penalty thing is this. If you win your shootout, you get it right. If you don't win, you get it wrong. Well, unfortunately, that's what it is. If Rodrigo puts away his penalty, we're calling Tete brave. What a wonderful man. Look what he's done. Look what he's done for Rodrigo. Rodrigo missed, and it's like, well, Neymar was there. If Neymar should have won a penalty, it would have been a beautiful moment, wouldn't it? So
100. You're spot on with that. Peter Wilder says, as someone who coaches, age doesn't come into it for me. It's more so confidence and decision taking during training beforehand.
Pete, a question for you. Yeah, you can drop it in the comment. But fam, like, this is the World Cup, innit? Like, it's a different pressure. It's a different thing. Cooker. No, I'm not.
Country is behind you.
I'm not saying that. Obviously, I was just saying. Like, this is the World Cup. It's gonna be different. Like, at the moment, you've just gone through 120 minutes of football. Everyone's brain is not. Especially the first one. Look at Spain. We'll get onto that game. Their penalties were shocking. Flipping heck, blood.
C1 said people got onto Kane when he took the first penalty and let Saka take the last. I mean, how could you get onto Kane for that? Like, if anything, that's Southgate's fault.
It's true. It's true though.
Yeah. What's true?
No. People got onto Kane.
I saw people getting onto players like Grealish because they didn't take one. I didn't see anyone getting onto Harry Kane for scoring a penalty early. What the hell is that?
As in they said, like, why did they put all that pressure on Saka?
Well, like, the pressure was on Saka because the guys before him missed. Like, they could have scored.
Rashford should have scored his.
Yeah, Rashford and Sancho missed before Saka. It's not Saka's fault.
The agenda will agenda. The people find a way. Whatever way they flip it.
Yeah.
Lola says, I don't mind young players taking pens, but your best players must take your first pen to set the tone. Yeah, I would say your second best goes first. Then a guy who's not so confident goes second, but your best goes third. That's I don't know why. But the third penalty to me is the most important.
Yeah, it is. The third penalty is the most important one.
You can't be out by the third one. So the third is
like even with Holland. Like De Jong gave them some hope. Yeah, like if it was a kid and these guys, it's game over.
Yeah, the third for me, the third one is because penalty shootouts can shift. You know,
it swings the tide.
Like I remember in sorry to bring it back to Chelsea, but in Munich when Chelsea won the Champions League, we missed our first penalty. We was behind. Lampard took the third, and then you know the rest.
Because you're guaranteed to take the third penalty.
Murad, okay, here's a question. Here's a personality question. Murad says Neymar is not a leader. He will never win the Ballon d'Or. Do you think him not taking the penalty shows signs of lack of leadership? Considering I remember there was a tournament where Ronaldo did the same thing. I can't remember what year it was.
I think it was one of the. Was it not one of the Euros?
Yeah, Portugal went out on penalties, and Ronaldo
he didn't take one.
He was supposed to be the fifth one to win it, and it didn't get to him. Similar to Neymar.
See, I think is that ego thing or I don't know.
I think it plays a part.
I think it's just
it's a dumb reason.
Even if you're the fifth penalty taker, surely you can call an audible halfway through and say, okay,
I don't think
we need to score the fourth.
I think you can, Adrian. I don't think they tell the ref this is the order.
You don't tell refs. Walk up. You can change it.
Walk up. It's just the only thing you can do is that the people that finish the game after 120 minutes are your penalty takers that you can't sub on. That's the only thing you can't do. But the order is up to you.
Peter says, I hear that. You'd be surprised how many senior players run from the spotlight.
It's a big deal.
Neymar Hazard. Tenzin says, Neymar did his job, score, and Brazil were to protect that lead for the last 15 minutes.
That's the thing. Neymar had his moment.
No. Like, this game, should it have ever gone to extra time is my question. Guys, I'm going to propose to you a theory here. This is my theory. Croatia are the worst side to ever make a World Cup semi-finals. These guys, the only team they've beaten in this entire competition is Canada, and everybody in their group beat Canada. They were the whipping boys. They drew with Morocco. They drew with Belgium. The only reason they drew with Belgium is because Lukaku decided to miss 4 sitters. 4. They were average against Japan and won on penalties because Japan took horrible penalties. And they were okay against Brazil and won on penalties because Brazil messed up their order. Marquinhos is doing a mad thing. Rodrigo's doing a mad thing. This team should not be in the semi-finals. They shouldn't. Yeah. Every team is better than them. Every team is better than them.
Hey, they're there for a reason, innit, bro? They got the minerals, so
yeah.
No, I think though we should give Croatia credit because how many times have they made it like this far? No, I do. No, I do. No, because we have to look at it like this.
How much open play? Credit.
But they've made it to a final. No, they made it to a final. They've now made it to a semi-final. I can't remember what they did in the quarters.
When they made it to
a semi-final.
When they made it to a semi-final, they were a good team. When they made it to semis, they were good. They haven't been good this time. So I'm not giving them credit because they did it 4 years ago.
No, but I'm saying if we look at the history of Croatia, like Croatian football and stuff, like you gotta give them more respect than they do. Because people always think. I'm saying a lot of people write off Croatia just because, but they always make it this far. So I'm just saying, you need to give them a little bit more credit than what you're saying. I don't think that.
Why am I giving them credit for being crap?
There's a know-how. Unfortunately, they tap into the dark arts. They get it. They get the psychology of it.
Do you know why? It's because that beanhead Romelu Lukaku missed all those chances. That's the only reason they're here.
How are you gonna blame the black guy for Croatia beating Roscoe, bro?
Bro, did you watch that Belgium game? See when they said Perisic, Modric, Kovar, Brozovic, Garvidal, and their right back are good. Their goalkeeper's good, to be fair. Caesar Sense says England ain't there. Bro, England aren't there. But no, it's not talk that talk. Because when England got to the semis, everyone was saying England didn't play no one. And we sat here saying Southgate didn't beat no hard teams. We said that this pod. So we can say, yeah, you got to the semis, but we also analyze how you got there. So, bro, I'm looking at this Croatia team. Lola's saying they scored an open play, but it was extra time. Do me a favor.
Yeah, Petkovic.
Oscar, you can't keep getting this far without it being intentional. Did you see the ball bounce off Lukaku's head? And you're telling me this is intentional? You're telling me this was intentional?
But would they have gone out with that?
That sounds like an agenda to me.
You could have scored like 20 minutes against Japan. Fair enough, Japan have actually been decent. That's the see. Japan have actually put in performances this tournament that you can be like,
fisted up.
You're not rewatching any Croatia performance, guys. Let's just stop it here. We're not. I hope Argentina laid a smack down on those guys. I hope they get slapped up. Like, nah, man. I'm not with that. But
listen, they got spurts of quality in that side. They've got togetherness. They've got to know how. Like, none of us are taking Dejan Love and had him at my club for like 5-6 years. But listen, he puts his body on the line for his team. Like, they get it. That right back, he gets it. Luke. Let's not even talk about Luka Modric. He's a magician. What a man. What a guy. What a player. So like, they've got by the way, Vardio. He's a phenomenal. He's going to be in that young defender conversation very, very soon if he's not there already. So
I think he's there already. I can't speak for other fan bases, but he's a name amongst Chelsea fans' lips. Like he seems like a premium talent.
A football manager never misses.
I need to start playing like him again. I was chatting to David before the pod. I was just like, there's so like I want to start playing FIFA again. I want to start playing FM again, but like the time, I don't have the time. It's mad. Yeah. Okay. Well, you lot can tell me how great Croatia are. I hope they perform great in the semis, so we have a good game to watch at least, because all of their games, let's be real.
Oscar's right though. The wheels could get blown apart. Like they could get smacked 3-0. Bang. None of us are surprised.
Yeah. C1 says Croatia are in the semi-final of the World Cup. They have a population of less than East London. Put some respect on their name. Look, I'm not trying to disrespect Croatia as a nation. I'm just saying this tournament they've been mid. Like, what's hard to understand?
Have you noticed in football, like people love like Oscar? Let me ask you something. What's the population of Brazil?
No idea.
What's the population of Croatia?
I think I saw a stat after they won that it was like 4 or 5 million.
Yeah, the one them love that stat.
Yeah, they love it.
Croatia with a population of 4 million people. Look at what they do. I don't know why. Yes.
Do you know which one was big? When Iceland beat England in the Euros, it was Iceland have a smaller population than Leicester.
Yeah,
but to be fair, when you think about populations, it is quite mad. I saw another tweet that said Croatia only have a population of about 4.5 million, but every single person in that population is of Europa League standards. You just get any man that works in any industry, give him a pair of boots, he can kick ball in the Europa Conference at the very least. He's just a baller.
FIFA needs to go to India and China, man. Between them, there's a population of 2 billion. I can't bring to you 2 ballers from there. The talent's there. The talent's somewhere.
It must be there. It's untapped. It's untapped. It's untapped.
Billion people.
It's untapped.
It's somewhere.
Bro,
It's
not
untapped.
even qualified for the World Cup. It's mad. Brandon says, loving FM. Miradi saying, we don't see a FM head-to-head with the boys from top 4. David.
Yo.
I'm just gonna put it out there right now. I don't play FM, so take me out.
Okay, I play. Adrian plays. David, I know you play. I know Peter plays. We could get a little four-man streaming thing going. Maybe.
I'm addicted to it, but where's the time?
Yeah, that's
Where's the time, bro?
I play it at 2 a.m.
I'm sure it'll make great content, but where is the time? Let's move on to the other game. Netherlands versus Argentina. Argentina are through after being 2-0 up, throwing that away to 2-2, and then winning on penalties. One of the best games of the quarterfinals. All 4 games are really, really good. But this one
can we throw? What's my man's name? Is it Lahoz? The referee.
Oh, I don't know the name.
Oh,
he needs to go in the bin.
I've erased it from my memory.
That referee was absolutely shocking, man. 16
Uh,
yellow cards.
There were so many yellow cards. I didn't even see the red card that came through.
The bench, assistant manager, everyone got it, man.
Tahar says Wout Weghorst, big up him. Peter says that Weghorst set piece goal is an all-time World Cup moment. Man, I couldn't believe it. Like it was one of those moments where I screamed. I said, I couldn't believe he did that. I was
down.
Last kick of the game. I looked at it, I said, there's no way Messi's going home like this. There's no way. To the Dutch.
The Dutch
also, I didn't know that the Dutch and Argentina had beef like that. Fam. They were at each other's throats.
Bro, the history of the game, bro, that fixture is hot, man.
Yeah, to be fair, man, it's a huge fixture going back to the 80s, I think.
It's like 70s. Something happened in the 70s. I can't remember.
Yeah, man, they don't really like each other. Shout out to Van Dijk, though. That barge was crazy. Did you see that?
How he didn't get sent off for that, I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
He escaped death, like, right in front of the ref, you know.
It's a yellow card and I'm talking to you, man.
Did
you see what Paredes done?
No, we saw what he did.
Moron. I'd be fuming still. I'm surprised nobody lamped him.
Peter says we've all tried that move on career mode, let's be honest. Yeah, man. I have done the little sweaty pass in the free kick just to see what could happen. C1 says when he scored, the scene was outrageous. Yeah, man, proper World Cup moment, proper. Netherlands from total football to Burnley ball. Football is beautiful. Yeah, I just think personally these quarterfinals have all delivered. Every single one of them was special in a different way. Really, really playing on the emotions of football. Paredes is a madman booting the ball into the bench. I love it though. I love it. I love the grittiness. I love the animosity between the two teams and the way that Argentina players.
Like if you saw the video as well where they were doing the penalties, you could see the overhead view. See, they were just giving each other the lips. And I was like, oh,
that's what I want.
See penalties. Let's see penalties this man. But yeah.
Lola says, I bloody hate Argentina, both because majority of them players are not likable and ethnic cleansing. Are they not likable?
Emi Martinez.
It's the least likable Argentina I've seen, if that makes sense.
I'm sorry, Messi's
I mean, I like Messi. I like Alvarez.
No, I'm saying I like them, but the previous it's a more rugged. It's a more like it's an Argentina of attitude. Even Messi after the game when he was giving them the talk. Go away. I was like,
maybe this is what Messi needs, man. Maybe this is what Messi needs.
What you say Messi needs to turn heel?
Messi needs a heel turn, and he's
70-year-old man with cancer. Are you telling me he's not a heel?
He's a heel. But we needed heel Messi. We needed heel Messi. Right. He said,
Messi's been a face for a long time.
Messi might win the World Cup, you know.
We need heel Messi. Messi's been John Cena for how long?
I know.
Can't just be the good guy. Yeah, man, I pass and I play great football. Everybody loves to watch me. No, I need to be You know what I mean?
Hey, Oscar, that would be hilarious. All these World Cups, he's been John Cena. Yeah, he's not one. The minute he turns heel, bro.
Bro, this is like Roman Reigns' heel turn, man. It's beautiful.
It's like when Austin. It's like when Austin joined with McMahon.
He's got the bloodline behind him. He's got Rodrigo De Paul and Enzo Fernandez. They're ready to back beef at any time. Like this is the Messi that we wanted. Yeah. This is the Messi that we need.
You know what he said he's going to win by hook or by crook. He will do anything to get this World Cup.
Man. Do you know what it is? For me, if Messi wins it, Messi or France, like France or them, I don't mind who wins it out. The stories that you're going to get from that are just going to be beautiful.
What we can't get, guys, is a Croatia-Morocco final. We cannot get. That is the absolute nightmare.
If Croatia even think about an upset, guys, I'm going to riot. If Croatia, even if they give us,
I can't lie.
God awful.
If we get a Croatia-Morocco final, I'm looking at every single big team. I'm going to ask you, how did you let this happen,
guys?
Yes.
How did you let this happen?
If we get Croatia versus Morocco final, that date I'm buying a Morocco shirt. I'm watching the final on Edgware Road. I'm with them, man. I'm going crazy with them, man. Taha says, if Morocco reach the final, I'm going to, same. Taha, meet me there. I'll be there. Peter says, imagine Rodrigo De Paul's kids. How are you going to watch your dad ride out for some random guy? Bro. Bro.
It's the GOAT to
bro. Tenson said, Messi villain mode helps his legacy in Argentina because they want him fighting. Look, the guy's 35. Big up to him, though. He scored in every round, bro. Like,
the Argentinians didn't even like Messi, but back in the day.
I mean, their goat is Maradona. When your goat is Maradona, Messi has to be Messi to overtake him. And I think this World Cup, Messi needs to pull something. Because let's be real, let's keep it brutally honest. This Argentina team is not that good.
They've underwhelmed.
Yeah, they're not a great side. So it's going to take Messi doing something incredible to get a win just against Croatia, let alone in the final. So Murad says Qatari authorities will rig the outcomes of the semi-finals to ensure Messi versus Morocco. Let's get into predictions of the two semis.
We need to talk about Adrian's hero.
We need to talk about them pens, my guy. Yeah, that's what. Hold on, before we go anywhere.
I apologize.
We need to talk about VVD, cuz.
Let him have it.
Let's talk about it. First World Cup in his whole career at the age of 31, and he just swans about, barging people over the floor, using his aura to defend, even though they concede every single game. This guy, he had the opportunity to put his side 1-0 up. We're talking about, you let your best penalty takers go first, right? That's what we're talking about. Virgil van Dijk stepped up. Man said, I'm the captain. I'm taking that first pen.
I'm the freaking man. Yep, that's what he said.
He passed it to the goalkeeper.
Adrian, talk to us, bro.
Adrian, talk to us, cuz.
I don't know what you want me to say. On the biggest stage of them all, he fluffed his lines. It's as simple as that. I had a man say to me, I was being too harsh on him. He said he rates, I should show him some kudos and rate the cojones because he said he showed leadership. I said, the only thing I need to see, the only thing you need to show me is you making that net ripple. And if you don't make that net ripple, don't talk to me about anything. I don't give a damn. Because in my opinion, Virgil van Dijk, in my opinion, he sits at that table of great defenders. In my opinion, he's unreal. And had he have won that World Cup, I don't even need to argue that point anymore. Because I could even go as far as to say he's the head of the flipping table. Never mind, does he sit there? So you know what? Look, World Cup is all about defining your legacies, and it's all about superstars becoming immortalized. And unfortunately, he didn't immortalize himself. And that's how reality. That's how reality. If he scores the penalty, he's a hero. He missed the penalty and he's built the rod for his own back. He's a centre half, for goodness sake. And apparently, Holland's centre halves have got form. Remember Ron Vlaar? They've got form for missing crucial penalties at crucial moments in time. Virgil van Dijk, you fluff the lines. You're my guy, but you're gonna get it the same way. I'm gonna show you no leniency. You're gonna get it the same way. You bottled it. Yeah.
We were surprised when Tim Krul wasn't warming up. He's normally the Dutch savior in these penalty situations. No, I'm playing, man. I'm playing. But yeah, no.
Is it still on there?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're watching, please drop a like for us. It don't cost nothing to give us a little like, so do that and subscribe if you're new. Tenzin says, which penalty is a better choice? Smash and stop and pause, because I see merit in both. For me, merit stop and pause shows me that mentally you're not ready. Like you're not set on what you want to do. You're waiting for the keeper. It's like it's reactive rather than proactive. I think if you pick a corner, smash it in that corner. You go for it.
But you know it is sometimes because obviously in the Euros case, when a keeper is so bloody big, if he gets his mile way, he's gonna save it. So
that only really count with Donnarumma though, because that brother is too big.
You see the size of the keeper. Martinez is a big goalkeeper.
Yeah, Martinez is like 6'5" as well. Yeah. Look, prime example, Martinez is big as well. So,
So for me, it's smash it. Peter's got a question for us. He says, "Question here: do you think the expanded World Cup will be more difficult to win with the added knockout round, or will the dilution of the group quality just help major nations?" Personally, I think there will still be upsets. I think you might get teams that weren't good enough to qualify still beating big teams. I think you'll get like a Norway will beat like a Germany or something.
At the same time, I still think the big dons will still make it.
Yeah, I think the only thing it affects for me is going to be the viewing quality. Like we've sat over the past 3 weeks, we've watched so much football. And I think when you add more teams, the quality of football is just going to get worse. Like,
because think of it like this.
Yeah, go on.
The new format is, 3 teams per group. And 2 of the 3 teams that go through. So as long as you win one game, you're pretty much going through to the knockouts.
Yeah, but that does make it a bit of a do or die situation because we've seen top teams lose their opening World Cup game and have to recover.
Yeah. So you have to win your other 2 or you're out, bro.
Yeah.
No, remember you only get 2 games now instead of 3.
I read.
Wait, hold on. Hey.
Yeah, you're gonna get 2 games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's do or die. It's do or die.
Mad thing.
Yeah,
that's mad. Hey, that's mad,
48 is too much. I think it's too much. I think the World Cup was an elite crop, and if you didn't make it, we're sad to not see Italy there. Well, I'm not sad, but you get what I mean. Like there's some teams you think have the quality to be there and should be there, but if you don't qualify, you don't qualify. That's the World Cup, so they have to hold that.
And then now you have a round of 32 instead of a round.
Basically, all the good European teams will be there. Apparently, they're expanding. Someone's going to have to confirm if this.
So Africa's now got 9 teams.
Is it 9?
Yeah, Africa's got 9 teams.
So
it's 9, but the 10th team have to go into those playoff rounds. You know what they do?
They playoff with everybody.
Yeah, so the 10th team has to go to the playoffs.
That's like a
Oceania now has a guaranteed team now. So you know how prior to that, like New Zealand had to go through the playoffs if they wanted to qualify. They now have a guaranteed team, but only one.
Do you know what? Yeah,
it's just stuff like that.
Peter here has just said it's unbalanced schedules and it's a round of 32 now. I do think the bigger teams are going to struggle to win that many games in succession. See, every team has an off day. Do you know what I mean? You see how France performed in that England game, not really to their level. They can get picked off in one of those games. It's too many. Murad said, can you name a further 16 teams of quality that would... I don't know, man. Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi, Kenya, Tanzania. Murad said Italy, Norway, Sweden, Nigeria, Egypt. And big up boss like Endo. He said more African draws.
Dang.
Africa's in the semi-finals, baby. Hold that, man.
Hold that still.
Hold that. This is the rumor that I saw. Lola said that African teams now have 11 because Morocco. No, I was reading the next comment came up. I was reading that while speaking. Morocco is in there.
Hella flair, but no work rate.
Okay, let's get into predictions, guys. Who is going through? Argentina or Croatia? Which game is tomorrow? Is that the first one?
I think
is it on Wednesday? Oh, it's Tuesday, Wednesday.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. It's because it's Tuesday, Wednesday, and you got the third place playoff on Saturday, which is a dead. There's one thing FIFA needs to get rid. Scrap the third place playoff. No one gives a damn.
I mean, about that game. Robin, whether they keep it or they scrap it, I'm not watching.
It's Argentina, Croatia tomorrow.
They can get rid of it or they can keep it. I ain't watching it. It's not affecting me.
But yeah, Argentina will go to
Argentina,
the final.
Bro.
Argentina. And then Morocco versus France.
I'm expecting the French.
I agree with David. I am expecting the French to go.
Yeah, man, I think it's France versus Argentina final.
And I think, guys, because also it'll be the final. I think Messi finally completes his legacy and wins the World Cup. I think he completes his legacy.
I would like to see it. Do you know, the thing is, the final is going to be beautiful for me if it's those two teams in particular. Because I don't have a dog in the fight. I genuinely don't care. I can just enjoy the World Cup final. Like, if Mbappe scores, I'll be tweeting, Mbappe. If Messi scores, you just see the goat emoji. That's what you're going to see.
Gilly.
Yeah, Tensi said Trinidad and Tobago had a better chance. And then Peter's like, yo, respect TNT. Like, listen, hey, watch your mouth about somebody. Man, am I getting in each other's feelings about all of these countries?
I'm not involved.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's assess the quarterfinals. Who is player of the week in the quarterfinals?
You know what? For me, because I saw him everywhere, and he pretty much did the N'Golo Kante role for France, I'm giving it to Antoine Griezmann. He was pivotal for France.
Kante role?
As in, he pretty much was everywhere. That's what I'm describing it. Like, I saw him play striker, I saw him play DM, I saw him in the back line. He provided the winning goal with a pitch perfect assist. So yeah, for me, it is Antoine Griezmann.
Morale is saying what is going on in the live chat. In the live chat, there is Trinidad versus Somalia back to back. I don't understand.
Versus the Caribbean. Well, not the Caribbean.
Where's
Endo from?
He would win.
Endo's a Wagwan Jamaican.
Yeah.
Peter says Somalis lost 5-1 to Eswatini.
Yo.
What do you mean?
I'm not involved, blood.
I know. Taha says, blood, I might need to tell the Somali Federation to let me do scouting in London to find much talent.
They've got techie ballers, but the work rate, bro.
Here's my prediction.
Let's go and then start laughing.
Somalia are not making the World Cup. So let's just leave that one there. I put money on that now. But my question to you lot is who is the best player? I'm gonna go for Sofiane Amrabat. Biggest upset. He was all over the place. Another stellar performance from the captain. Can't say much, can you?
The number 8 was really
I want to give it to
yeah, what's the name of that number 8? He was cold too.
He plays for Bordeaux or something. Yeah, I forgot his name, unfortunately. But yeah, he was good.
Asad says, David. Somebody's about to get the cap. Yeah, sorry, David, who are you saying?
I want to give it to Emi Martinez still.
Saved 2 penalties.
He saved some penalties.
Saved 2 penalties. Oh, we need a decision. I think the comments have made the decision for us. Peter is saying Unahi, and Taha is saying the same one.
That's the one.
Real men of football. Yeah, man. I think Morocco, to be fair, had the most impressive victory, and
they were my goal of the week because that jump was fantastic.
I guess team of the week. Team of the week would be Morocco. There's no real argument.
Yeah, of course.
And then goal of the week.
Yeah,
Robin, you're going with the header.
Yeah, how high he leaped.
I'm sorry. I know. Like the moment is gone. But Neymar's goal was sensational.
Oh,
Neymar's goal was fantastic.
I hate Fred. That's the one good thing he done all game. moment of put your team in the World Cup semis.
But then let's be real, guys. We have seen one of the iconic World Cup goals in Weghorst.
Yeah, it has to go to Weghorst still.
I completely forgot about that one. Yeah, you know what? Yeah,
in the World Cup in 10 years, they're gonna be replaying.
Yeah, they're gonna be playing that. Yeah. It's definitely that way.
Phenomenal.
It's a pity they didn't win.
No,
if they
and you know, this is why you do not put that stupid guy behind the damn wall, bruv.
What, on the ground?
The one that lies on the floor, bruv. What?
Have you watched the replay and just looked at him? He gets up and he's like, I've never seen someone jump in such a panic. And the worst thing is, the players in the wall, they can't run to intercept Weghorst because he's on the floor. He's on the floor in the way. Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. So goal of the week, Wout Weghorst. Congratulations to him. David.
Yeah.
Hey, David, there's one guy that's not that guy, and I hope you saw it today. I'm just waiting.
Today?
No, I don't think I've seen it today.
Oh my!
You go
gosh.
first. You go first.
No.
Roll true, Robin.
So, I cannot believe it because we were praising this guy earlier, giving him all this stuff that he's done when he replaced CR7 on the pitch, scored the hat trick. But guys, today I saw a Mazine.
What's he done?
I'm not even going to describe what he's happened, but I'm just going to say he's done a Saliba.
No.
Make of that what you will.
What do you mean?
Because a video came out today of him doing what happened to William Saliba.
Oh no.
But it was himself, recording himself doing that. It was mad. I said I could not believe it. But I saw it was all over the timeline in the morning. And it was all over. Yeah, that video got taken down fast. But yeah, it was all over.
No, listen. Hey, big man.
I said you're not that guy.
He's still on Twitter. He's still on Twitter. You've had a stinker. He's had the big. Whoever you sent that video to, yeah, you're a moron, blood. He's had a stink. He definitely sent that to someone and they exposed him, bruv.
He sent it to some chick and it's all over the place.
Gonçalo Ramos, yeah. You're not that guy, bruv. Sort it out, blood. You absolute tool, blood. For flip's sake, bro, you sent that video to a girl, bruv, and the girl has done him dirty, blood. You tool, blood. Absolute clown. Yay.
No, it was. That's why I said, David, if you've not seen it today,
he's not that.
No. But, how up? I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it.
Is that wrong, brother?
No. Oh, I don't know about Ben White.
So this is on a separate note, not related. Tencent saying, what about Ben White back to Arsenal training camps as soon as England are out? Something's fishy there.
No, it was beforehand.
I heard he had like an argument with someone in the England camp. That's
kind of stupid. That one, I don't make sense of that one.
It's really insignificant because he wasn't really going to play anyway. So it doesn't seem like a big news story, but it is very weird.
It's weird, bruv.
David, who did you have for not that guy?
Where do we classify Walthamstow, guys? What part of London is that? Is that north or east?
North, east. I say north.
What's the postcode there?
To be fair,
it's actually East London. Wiki says it's East London. So.
It's weird because it's on the end of the Victoria line, I swear.
So this not that guy.
Near
This not that guy Hurts, blood. Yeah, actually, don't hurt, bruv. He's let me. It's a disgrace, bruv. Yeah, this gentleman was born 28th of July, 1993, bruv. Walthamstow, England.
He had to get it.
He's an East Londoner. He's an East Londoner, and the only trophy he's won in his life is the Audi Cup. Yeah, it's a big trophy. And yeah, it was the 84th minute. Is it 84th or 82nd minute? He's already tucked away one.
It was like 84th, 85th minute. 5 minutes to go. 5 minutes to go.
He's already tucked in one penalty. All he had to do was tuck in another one, and we're all level with a possible of a chance to be into the semi-final of the 2022 Qatar World Cup and maybe go through and play Morocco, who aren't without 3 of their 4 defenders, so we might get to our first final since 1966. But obviously, the moment was ruined. Oscar puts in a group chat, Kane, wow. And I said, no way. This can't be happening. I'm on ITV X on my iPad. Just come back from work. The hope, the belief, the dreams of a nation in his hands, in his right foot. All he had to do was tuck it away against his club teammate Hugo Lloris, and he does the Johnny Wilkinson. The Irish are celebrating, the Scots are celebrating. They had haggis all night. The Welsh are laughing at us, and for that reason, Harry Edward Kane. You're not that guy, bruv. Sort it out, blood.
Yeah, he's not that guy. He's not that guy.
And do you know who else had another stinker? I need to give it to another organization, ITV.
Yeah. Give it to them. They deserve it.
What happened?
Sam Matterface and flipping Lee Dixon. You got and you sent Clyde to
you home.
And Ali McCoy's home, bro. Are you flipping dumb, bro? For a big England game, and you give us Sam Matterface.
They made this decision a few years ago where they sacked Clive Tilsley as the number 1 commentator, and they made Sam Matterface the number. Guys, Sam Matterface, like, bro, he has nothing about him, like nothing. There's no iconic lines. No one can remember. Like, he's done nothing that's really good. Like, you've got the iconic ones, which is like Peter Drury, and then you've got Clive Tilsley's a legend of the game, bro. A legend in commentary, a legend. And they took him away to give us Sam Matterface, bro. This guy's. It's just not it. Like, it's not. It's so hard to describe why a commentator's not good, because they're just calling the game, really. But he's just not iconic. He doesn't make it feel big. Like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
He's commented like how his name sounds.
Yeah.
Bro.
Says we need to call up Peter Drury for every game of relevance. Yeah, man. I don't know why Peter Drury is not really used in UK. Like, he's used. It's like. He's never on like BBC or Sky or BT.
It's because he has the contracts. He has a contract with ITV only. That's why.
Peter Drury doesn't work for ITV. Oh, actually, for the World Cup, yeah, he does.
Yeah,
fair enough, man. Fair enough. But like in Premier League, I always like you get like a big game in the Premier League, like Liverpool versus Man United, for example, and then people will come out with the Peter Drury clip. I'm like, where is that clip from? Because
maybe he does international.
Yeah, maybe international. He must do the international. Murad says Martin Tyler, Peter Drury, Clive Tilsley on the World Cup. I don't know about Martin Tyler.
I don't mind Martin Tyler. I don't, but he has to be with some.
Hey man,
it's a combo.
Nothing's better than Martin Tyler and Andy Gray, man. Nothing beats that. Tenton says Sam Matterface said we needed Gary Lineker, but we've got Chris Waddle. I heard he got a lot of that line. Do you think that's a bad line? Like, I think it's.
Oh, is that what he said about? Oh,
yeah, he said that about Harry Kane. I think it's a rubbish line. Like, I don't think it's good, but I don't think it's offensive.
Did you say that live on air?
Yeah.
I was kicking the dog when he's down. Good. That's 2 dogs. He kicked a dog that was already dead, and then he kicked a dog that's already. Nah, that's a bit.
Yeah, man. But I think we can all agree Peter Drury deserves his flowers, man. Oh, Assad says, I hate Peter Drury. I think he's massively overrated, tries to make everything poetic. You're not the only one who feels that way, because Peter also does not like Peter Drury.
From the mountains of Marrakesh.
To
the classic Casablanca.
He's so good.
Just give us Ali McCoy and thing, man. Flip, say get rid of Lee Dixon, bruv.
Lee McCoy does it properly. Now, I'll tell you the worst. The worst is Mark Lawrenson. Have you heard him commentate? He's such a miserable.
Look, you know who needs to get out as well? Jermaine Genius. Oh my god.
Yeah, every time he commentates.
Did you hear the way he spoke about him?
He commentates.
The entire game, he was just anti-Neymar. And I was just like, why? Why is everything you...
No, who was it? Was it mine? Who was... Genius, though, someone knows. I can't remember who it was. Was it on ITV or BBC? That was just, bro, the guy hates thing. There's no work rate enough. Mate.
Bro, every time Neymar did something good, he would be like, finally, Neymar shows up. And it's like, what do you mean finally? Shut your mouth. Murad says John Motson. John Motson's a classic, man. OG for me. Every BBC FA Cup final, John Motson was the guy, man. But guys, do you have anything more to discuss?
Yeah, the World Cup is ending on Sunday.
That's it. Jonathan Pearce, bro.
Boy.
Hates name over passion, bro.
Who's the best co-commentator? For me, back in the day, Andy Gray was a great co-commentator. Ray Wilkins.
I can't lie. I can't remember. Yeah, I don't know. There's many with that.
Yeah,
that's
We need to think about that. We need to think about maybe next week.
Just to make football feel good, man.
Darren Fletcher. Darren Fletcher feels like a Saturday morning. You know, BT Sport when they have the Saturday morning.
But yeah, my question to you to end on this podcast: the World Cup ends this Sunday, so next week we will know who is the new world champion, or if France, if they retain their championship. On a scale from what you've seen to now, where does this World Cup lie in terms of, has this been the best World Cup to one of the worst you've ever seen?
I'll give it a 7, bro. Still.
A 7. I remember this is not including the semis or the final, so we don't know yet.
David kills me, man. David kills me. For me, I would say it was the best group stage I ever saw. Like the group, I don't think I've had that much excitement in the group stage. Every game seemed to matter. It was great. And then when it came to the round of 16 was a bit average. The quarterfinals was really good. So
why are you giving it so far?
8.
Okay, yeah, I was going to give it 8. I think this has been one of the best World Cups I've ever seen.
I can upgrade to an 8. To an 8.
For me, it will be heavily about that final. I need to see Argentina versus France. I need to see an epic. Yeah. If I get Croatia in the final, I'll give this whole World Cup a 6.
You know what? It's not Brazil and Argentina. I was going to give it 8.5, but for that fact,
bro, this is what you guys are not understanding. This whack Croatia team robbed us from seeing Brazil versus Argentina.
Oh man, yeah,
that's the game we should be watching on Tuesday. That's the game.
That's a disgrace,
bro. But we're here watching Brozovic. Get out of it. Modric is even suspended. Guys, why?
It's a stinker.
Wait, Modric suspended?
He's suspended. Yeah, it's a stinker. It's a stinker.
I'm pretty sure.
He's suspended. He's suspended. I heard it. Yeah. It's a stinker.
I heard it on commentary, but I haven't heard anyone mention it since. So I need to make sure.
But who's that?
Blood. Luka Modric, Dejan Lovren, Brozovic. Bro, that man are all suspended.
Yeah, it's long.
No. I know Modric was on a yellow card, so if Modric got booked, he would have been suspended.
He got booked, though.
He got booked.
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah, he's suspended.
I thought we got him.
Nah. He's out for the semi-final.
Oh, apparently they've been... Oh, they've
been...
So
now...
No. Okay, so... There's no suspensions. There's no suspensions.
Because from now, I said they reset the yellow cards now.
They scrapped it, yeah?
Oh, they scrapped it?
I just Googled it and I saw an article that says they scrapped it.
Have they done that?
I don't know. But I'm glad they scrapped it. They should scrap it. It's stupid. Well, suspensions in World Cups are stupid.
It's a freaking 6-game tournament.
Unless it's a red card. But
yeah, but even then.
No, if you maul a man down in broad daylight,
we want to see the best players, bro. We want to see the best players because Tenzin says from semi-final onward, it's clear.
Yeah, because I thought from this match, it's cleared. All those yellow cards that you've had previously should be cleared now. Is anyone
suspended for the semis?
I don't know. I think
I heard them talking about Modric, and then Modric got a yellow after they spoke about him. So I was like, oh, he's out. And I came in the group chat and I said, suspensions are long. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching Top 4 Podcast. We will be back next week on Monday reviewing the World Cup final. Why is Look
at him.
Who's going Winter Wonderland this year?
This guy, bro. What is...
I haven't been yet. That's not my question. What's wrong? Robin, you going? It seems like your vibe, Robin.
Me? I've done enough Winter Wonderlands in my lifetime. I'm good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Robin's a slide dog.
It was out of the blue.
You don't go in. You see man there with the cotton candy having the time of his life.
Yeah,
hey, from the day when you start getting charged just to enter the place, that was my time done.
I suppose it's like £12 to get in.
Yeah, it used to be free.
Yeah, Mirage says I'll be there next week.
It's no longer free, Adrian. You have to book online if you want to go with Wonderland. That's long.
It's to go West End.
Hey, in this weather? Hell no.
No, ban that, bro.
Maybe I should. I might have missed my chance. Maybe last week I should have gone, but now it's blitz.
Yeah, but the heaters are on in the house, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stay safe in the snow, people. Don't fall over.
David's got that money, bro.
Money, no.
Bro. Got to stay warm, bro.
I was wearing a jacket, my bro, at 12 p.m.
Wait, Tensi said I took the entire 2 months off for the World Cup.
Right. I don't know what holiday paid.
What do you do that allows you that kind of flexibility?
2 months, you know, unless you're on 0-hour contract, blood.
Yeah, like what's keeping you afloat? And it says, bro, my sis took my siblings to Winter Wonderland last year and returned with her card on overdraft. That's a stinker.
Hey, that's a bit too much detail, mate.
I mean, it's sharing experiences, isn't it? It's not that bad.
I don't know, that's funny. She put
do you see Tenzin's thing? He's software engineer, hey, blood.
Oh, okay. So he can be taking 2 months.
He can be taking 2 months.
He works on his own time.
I see you.
Tenzin,
you can work on the game as well if you want.
Hit me up, man. Hit me up, Tenzin. I might have some projects for you. I might have something that needs working on. We might get a top 4 podcast app. Yeah, let's get a top 4 podcast app. Why not?
Yes.
Thank you guys for watching, and we'll be back next week.
Next week, bruv. You're done now. Peace.